Tell me, Ujala.
Yes, yes, sorry.
You have seen my book on prelims handbook?
Yes, sir, I just went through that a lot.
Okay.
I was just thinking that only.
Okay.
So, sir, like we have prelim in June, and like we are in last year, so we don't have like time to prepare fully. Like from like morning till evening, we have our classes as well. So, matlab, I don't get time to read in a very traditional way where I can cover all the syllabus. But to just give you a little bit about how I have prepared till now, I started preparing since last April or May, and I have covered most of the syllabus, at least one. And the books that you've mentioned in your book, the prelims guide, I have followed that. Economics में I want to have two economics. I haven't done it yet. Right now I'm doing history, and history में I like you just mentioned that we don't need to focus much on medieval history and ancient history, and modern history I am doing that right now.
Okay.
World history,
Now let me ask you, who is Jai Singh?
who is?
Jai Singh.
Sir, he was the one who betrayed Maharana Pratap, I guess, his father-in-law.
Does he has got any positive aspect or negative only?
Sir, whatever I have learned from the lecture, he, because I think Maharana Pratap married his daughter without his consent, I guess. So that is why he didn't, he betrayed him in the battle. And
See, that is one of the problem with our history writers. Most of them stop talking about their betrayal, cheating, killing, because all of us learned by the Mughal history first, and then there are a lot of such activities that we take a resemblance of that and then start writing the same thing. Anything positive about Jai Singh? I'm just talking from my memory. I'm not a history student.
No, sir, we were just how he betrayed Maharana Pratap, and that was it.
Yeah, tell me. Where was his kingdom?
Sir, this was Rajputana clan.
So Jaipur.
No, sir, not Jaipur, I guess. This was around UP.
So Rajputana is not in Jaipur.
They are in Rajasthan as well.
Where is Jantar Mandir?
Jantar Mandir, it is in Delhi, Jaipur. I know these two places where Jantar
Who
Mandir
started
is.
that?
Who built that? No idea, sir.
That is the greatest thing about Jai Singh. You
Jai
understood?
Singh, yes, sir.
For me, he was a great scientist.
Yes, sir, I remember he was a very good scientist as well.
Now
And
you
then
see,
that-
you talking about his betrayal only. See, this is what is the problem with the general teachers, general textbook. We don't expect that from anybody who learns to become a civil servant.
Yes, sir.
I am asking this question not to test your knowledge. This is how we understand the aptitude and attitude of people. It's not your problem. I don't remember whole history, but when you said history today, I wanted to ask a question in that. And you know that clock which he created was because he was not agreeing with the modern theory which says sun and the planets goes around it, where Bharatiya Shastram taught that earth is in the center, all other sun and moon are going around it.
Yes, sir. I read.
And therefore he created to test the modern theory whether it is correct or not in aligning with the meridian. What a beautiful construction is that. Can you imagine a king? Is it not the greatest contribution of a king for India,
Yes, sir.
which will stand for life? Got it? So what you should do is, whenever you learn about somebody, look at all the aspects and then categorize them. Plus first, minus last. Whenever there is a negative, think if somebody has to talk negative about somebody else, I'm 100% sure he should have some positive quality which made him famous. If he is not famous, nobody is going to talk about him at all, right? If he is a very bad person, do you think he will come in history? Not many. Unless there is somebody else who killed him or somebody would have come into power. 100% that will happen. Yeah, good, Ujjala, tell me.
Yes, sir. Actually,
Now I am sure Ujjala will never forget this class. What I told just now.
yes, sir.
That is the way to learn.
Yes, sir. Even in medieval history, like most of the lectures were very negative.
See,
I mean,
that is the problem. Biggest problem is most of the teachers are negative.
yes, sir. We just read 2 to 3 lines about even what none of the captain all those leaders stood during that medieval period, and it was all about how humans devastated, how this city destroyed culture and everything. But we never, like our professors never taught us how the Indian kings they stood up against the Mughals and how they were able to survive throughout that period. So it was all full of how Mughals destroyed the nation and not. And like we just read 1 to 2 lines on how Maharana Pratap saved India throughout that Mughal period. So it becomes very difficult for us to develop that perspective.
No, it is very simple. I will make you to develop in few minutes. You know who is the most beautiful princess of India?
Most beautiful princess.
See, there has to be some curiosity, right?
Sir, I guess fun.
No, I am not talking about that. We are discussing about the modern medieval history, Indian history.
Noor Jahan, I guess.
She was
Sir, is it Lakshmi Bhai?
she was also in Jaipur,
Jaipur.
and she was not from Jaipur actually. She was from Bengal,
Sir,
and she got married to come to Jaipur.
Maharani Gayatri Devi.
You. That's what I'm saying. See, when you learn about a king, this is how I learn history. And then what will happen? You will know there are people. See, it's a great thing. No, just because somebody was a great king, a lady from somewhere else need not come and marry. There has to be some extra merit in him, right? And he is also such a person who loves beauty. See, one of the wonderful thing which our kings had is they had great passion for many things. That's also one plus quality. Imagine, otherwise, during those days, somebody has to get a wife from far off place. It's not a joke, right? There are a lot of good things to learn about. Now I am sure you will be curious. You wanted to learn, yeah. Yeah, my knowledge is only I keep traveling. So I was there in Jaipur. I went to the fort. There is a night show, beautiful night show there. So there are beautiful videos on Jaipur night show. You can just see that. They will tell you the whole history. And if you want to learn beautiful things about India, Bharat Ek Khoj. Don't read textbooks, just listen to that. You learn the whole history.
Sir, is that a podcast?
That is a series which came in TV maybe 30 years back. It was based on discovery of India, but not exactly discovery of India. There are a lot of, including Mahabharata is being told there. So great actors acted to that. So when you see that, you will never forget. I used to see Bharat Ek Khoj and then make notes. That's a beautiful one. Don't miss that. Yeah, continue.
I'll definitely watch that.
It's a huge one, not that simple. It's all available. I used to download all of that and keep earlier because I used to travel and I don't know have a good internet. So whenever I get some good internet, when I used to go to Gulf, I used to download it because in India internet was very poor for me. now it's available, so I clean. But still, I will have most of the Bharat Ek Khoj I will have in my disk.
Sir, the main problem comes with that teachers know very traditional and common things. And they don't help us with the perspective that they don't teach us how to develop a perspective.
I don't understand. I am not teaching you history, don't think. Nobody should go for teaching tuition classes for civil service. You should have at least 5 good children who are interested in this. Start discussing, identify some questions which you can ask to somebody else. You may not get the answer, but you ask me anything, I'll tell you where to get answer. Same question you ask some of the teachers. I'm sure why are they going for teaching? See, in Hyderabad there are some coaching centers. They ask me to go for lectures. You know how much they pay? 500 rupees per hour. Do you think any meritorious people will go and teach such places? And what do? They take somebody's lecture video. Sometime Hyderabad, that's what is happening. They will play it and then explain. It's like a news reporter. Some reporter will tell and then again this other person who is the news reader will repeat it, right? As if audience don't understand anything. So not required. These all you can read it, make your own notes. But what to read, where to read, how to read, probably you should look at old question paper, have discussions, understand.
Yes, sir, then having a our college as well, Azira must have told you that we don't have good teachers who can actually guide us how to think. Even if philosophy is being taught, ki, acha, dekho, that is the philosophy, you have to learn this. They don't teach us how to think.
See, that is basically because last month I gave a lecture on Bhagavad Gita second chapter, which was part of philosophy syllabus. That is because the philosophy teachers who are listening to me found that I am teaching in a different style. So what is required is, you don't have to, you are all brilliant. I understand you are probably, Atirya Ujala is much more brilliant than me. You can read and understand much better. So what is essentially required is where to look for, what to look for. This is what I did now. I remember in Hyderabad also, I had few children who were going for tuition classes for, I keep saying tuition class for IAS. The tuition class for IAS, they skip their geography class and then come to me. Learning geography is a very simple thing. But most of the teachers who are teaching geography in the civil service centers are not even understood the basic geography perfectly.
Yes, very.
So any point of time you could pick up something and then ask me, no problem. Any syllabus, anywhere. I may not have answers. See, when you told also, I didn't know. Because I just asked you, mentioned the name, I was just googling and find out. But one look is good enough for me to recollect. I may not remember the names, but still I can. Once upon a time, what I did was, I have an Excel sheet. In all the kings' names are there. And I have got the years also marked. Advantage of Excel is you can insert anything in between and then make it that. Otherwise, graph would have been my first preference was graph. I write a line 0, BC, AD and then mark everybody there. But then I found when the computers came later, when I started at your age and all, I never seen a computer also, right? So what I did was, I was doing it in a pen and paper. I used to paste lot of papers together and then extend my timeline. And if somebody's name come in between, I used to cut this, insert another page there and extend it further. Can you imagine how difficult it was? And then another line will be there, which are all poets of Western countries. So I can relate. Wordsworth the time, who was the greatest poet in India? Who was ruling India? During Kalidasa's time, who was the greatest person in Western? So those comparison was possible. Now when it came to Excel sheet, I made a clean Excel sheet which explains at a given point of time I will see who is in India, who was a politician, who was a poet, who was an artist, and similarly who was the ruler in America, who was the famous person, Bernard Shaw's time, who was in India. This is how I compared things and then learned. Whenever I read and get somebody's name, immediately I will connect it. So it becomes simple and easy to remember. See, for example, I remember Swami Vivekananda met Ramakrishna. Between Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, the time overlap was only 6 years. Got it? That time he was never Vivekananda. He took his name later. During that time, Sharada Mata was there. And which year he went where? When did he come back? All this is a timeline. And during that time, whether Tagore was there, Mahatma Gandhi was there, when did he meet? All these will become a timeline for you. That becomes so simple to remember. I am sure no teachers will give you that. They cannot make you to remember things. They can only tell you some data which you can read. And probably learning takes less time because you don't have to waste time sitting there and listening something which you already know. And then it should happen. Once you do it, you must be able to tell somebody else. And 3-4 people together. That's why the group can create a lot of learning.
Sir, one may say current affair is not that much of a big deal. And I don't know how to read those things. If like something is happening, for example, right now there was a ordinance from UP government, something along the line of Navs Vihar, and then this farm protest that is happening someday. So there are a lot of confusion regarding what the farm bills is all about, and when our teachers they give us analysis as in what policy, what are the benefits. So then it becomes very, and they also emphasize on the fact that you have to go to those the farm. You also have to see what is the positive, you also have to see what is the negative. But positive and negative, everybody is very different. For example, if a government or saying something that is positive, someone else may say that this is the negative. So for if something is positive, another will say that this is negative. So how to actually develop that perspective of the civil servant and what exactly what exactly if I ask you then what exactly do you expect from a civil servant, because there is a lot of process of it. When we think that when we develop a perspective, a thought, that becomes very difficult, not a common for people. because that I've realized in myself as well that was how I was thinking when I started preparation and moving on to the process. I learned so there are certain things that we know we are made aware of those things only when we read things, and then your perspective changes a lot. For example, if I friend who don't have that perspective, the way she will debate, that is very different from the way I will do. Because I have my own perspective of seeing things. She might have different perspective. So then it becomes very problematic. Then she'll say, okay, this is not the way you should think. Someone else will say, this is not the way you should think. Actually, in our college, they don't they don't appreciate if we discuss something like the political life. I mean, because then I think in our homes, parents have their own regarding politics. And if we want to discuss this with our people, they say that you should be politics. So, I mean, no, you can actually teach us how to think politically because that is very important. You have to analyze those things. And unless and until you don't understand what politics and how to think politically, how will we become the bureaucrats? Because bureaucracy in politics is very intermixed. And if nobody will teach us how to deal with politics and how to actually think, because they always say you neutral. But there is also two sides. You cannot be neutral to everything. You have something that will be 19 the balance. If there is 19 negative, then there will be 20 positives. So is it like necessary to remain neutral in everything? Because what if I find farm bills or what if I find farm bills no good? Do I have to remain neutral in that case as well?
See, we don't know which is correct, which is right, which is wrong. We know only some factual informations. We don't know what is truth. Fact is different from truth. Fact is what somebody projects. So how do you look at what has got a longer standing? So you don't read the local newspaper which are published around. Instead of that, look for some newspaper. Probably Delhi problems are happening. So over a period of time, this newspaper is always giving a late news, but it is not biased. And most of them, if you look at today's newspapers, probably Hindu editorial can be little unbiased, good language. It sums up and tells you what is right and wrong. So I look at it in case if I wanted to read something, I prefer Hindu. But still there can be some small bias. So what do? How do I know America-China relationship is correct or not? Where am I reading it? I am reading from India. So similarly, if you want to know what is happening in India, you must read some newspaper written about India, either in America or in England or in China. All of them will have different views because countries also have politics. So you must read one or two different places and then look at it. That's one of the method. See, for example, if you look at in the real strike which happens, whatever, because today it is farmers' problem. There are different states which has got mandis. Okay, what is happening in mandis probably? If I produce something, I will not go with my produce to the market. I will have to go through an agent. What is that which happens in America today? Assume there is a farmer who has maybe little land. He can decide that I am going to produce this item. Immediately I can go and then ask big companies like Walgreens or Walmart or Kroger or somebody is there. Kroger's is there. You go and tell them that I have this much land, this is the cultivation which I am doing. Immediately they will fund this fellow. Whatever I am going to produce how much acre, if you tell that, he is going to pay you the whole amount. And he will insure that area, and anything happens, I am not scared, I am not worried. So I am safe. Farmers are very safe. In India, that is not the situation. India, most of the things are controlled by the so-called Gunda, who is a rich fellow who is in the neighboring area. I am sure genuinely, if somebody is earning the food from their cultivation, do you think they can stop all this and then stay in some place for strike for months together? Some logical thinking is good enough, right? You understood? Is it he that rich? If farmers are that rich, why do they strike? So these are some logics. I may be wrong, totally wrong. You understood? So everybody has got a purpose. So what India rules is not politics. India is ruled by most of the few rich people who runs politics. And any business is also run by large business. I am not talking about small businesses. That's also run by rich people. So government has got a role to play. Right? NGO has got a role to play. Opposition has a role to play. Everybody has a role to play. So any activity which happens when the implementation level, there could be a lot of lacunas. That needs to be debated. That is where amendment, all these things have taught. So two things are, yes, one, government cannot make a strict rule just like that on a single day and then. But then in India, most of the rules don't come at all. It takes long years, debates, and after that they close. The next government will come. They will not discuss at all. So there are a lot of things which are delaying. Probably what Modi is doing is, wherever there is a delay, he wanted to make it happen immediately or close it. Got it? Which is not a practice of generally what is happening in India. There are different rules. In UAE, assume somebody crossing a road is a crime. With using telephone, he should not cross the road. When signal is not on for him to cross, he should not cross. But assume if I do a mistake, you know the punishment. Punishment may be paying 500 dirhams. But then it is not that I have to pay 500 dirhams and finish it. I have to pay 10 dirhams for 50 days. Every day going to the counter and paying it. By myself, I cannot send somebody else to pay. Why did you cross in the signal? Because you want to save some time. That may be 1 minute or 2 minutes, which you don't have time to wait. So what should be the punishment for him? Make him to walk 50 days. Understood? Now assume he don't do this, he don't pay. If he want to travel, he goes to airport immediately, he will be caught. Because everything is connected. Passport is connected, driving license is connected. In India, nothing is connected. Why it is not connected? Because nobody wants these to be connected. That's the only reason. If required, it can be easily done. But we don't allow that to happen. Understood? So, politics have got one view, which they don't want to implement rules. But when some new ruler comes and start implementing, 100% there will be a lot of problems. That happened earlier also. It is not today. Earlier also many things happened like that. During Indira Gandhi's time, emergency came. She was much more stricter, no? Maybe the worst period after independence for India was the emergency time. So Congress government also did that. They curtailed all freedom. Understood? So VP Singh also did Mandal Commission, that was an implementation which he did. So these are all strikes which happens, which are regular because there are a lot of people who don't have anything else to do other than politics. You know how many people are living and how much money is being invested on maintaining the political party in India, just for striking, just for opposing. If that much money can be invested for development, India would have been developed long back. Your sound is breaking. I think you are using a mic or
No, sir, not mine.
yeah.
Am I audible now, sir?
Yeah, now fine. Yeah.
Sir, in India, we have, right now we are in the phase of economic boom.
Yeah.
That is demographic boom. And only like 25 years are left for that period to get over. So just 1 second, I'll just.
Adira is also planning to write.
Yes, I am. Sir, I would like to ask before we are again, what would be the difference for the preparation of IFS and MBS, Foreign Service versus Administration?
There is no difference. Exam is same.
Okay.
Everything is same.
Okay.
Assume you opt for Indian Foreign Service and your merit is much better, then you will get the chance first.
Okay.
Assume your merit is not that good enough. Out of 100 people who opted IAS, they are able to put all the 100 there. And then they will look at the next meritorious people opted for IFS. You are also opted for that and your merit is good enough, you will get a chance there.
Okay.
Generally, IAS first preferred. Some people prefer IFS because you don't have to deal with the normal politicians. Either you can be a desk in Delhi or in some other country. You will never be posted in some states because state government doesn't have anything to do with Indian Foreign Service. Either in Delhi or in all capital cities only. Abroad or in India, country-wise capital cities. But not necessarily everybody should get a posting there. There are a lot of desk jobs. That means you will get only a table and a chair like a teacher's in the office room and you will be asked to make notes of different countries. That can be a job for you. Maybe 10 years you do that clerk's job, then only you will get even to get into foreign ministry. Your job will be look at all the newspapers which are coming in Pakistan and make a note and send it to Prime Minister. And maybe Prime Minister is going to Africa, you will have to do a research and find out last Prime Minister when he went to which dress he wore. And which dress he wears the public will like. So you must know the culture of Africa. So you will be specialized in culture of Africa. Assume you do that for 6 years, you may get an assistant ambassador's post in Africa later based on your specialization because they need you to get specialized to send you to Africa. Understood? So you will have to do lot of desk job for Gulf countries before getting a small posting in Gulf country. Just because you are an IFS, you will not be posted in Gulf country. Because to know the names, pronounce their names, the way they behave, all that has to be understood and learned. There are a lot of things happen. I never knew this until I was in government in Delhi. Okay. Now, some people like policing. They love it. Right? So, among the merit, first 300 rank if you get, probably IAS or IFS or IPS, whatever choice you want, you may get it. It also depends. Suppose in that year, all the 300 opted for IAS. And your rank happens to be 340, finished. You will not get it. Or maybe it is 200, you may not get it. You may not get IFS because your rank is 120, but only that year 100 people only are taken into IFS. All of them opted for IFS. Finished. So it's a chance. But assume you have got a good rank between 1 to 300. IFS, IAS, IPS, there is a chance because this is what they opt. There is another IFS which is forest service, which you cannot write. Only science people can write. Okay. Indian economic service, statistics service, and such services are good provided you are a master in that, and then you get doing in the survey. Most of the time it's like a survey job. Maybe you will get a job in demographic department to find out the statistics of people and all that. IRS is also a railway service. Another revenue service is a railway service. Engineers only engineering service. Statisticians only statistics service. Almost all those services, if you have a PG knowledge in that subject, is what you can write. Indian economic service, you need to have knowledge of economics PG. Statistical service, you need to have a statistics master's knowledge. Yeah, Ujala had something too. The sound was breaking.
Yes. I was thinking,
You slowly you speak so that
okay.
closer. Yeah. Now the okay was fine.
So, sir, I was saying that right now we have this demographic dividend phase in India, and that has started around 2000, and it will go on till 2035, like 25 years unless left. And after that, because we are the largest population here on this planet, I guess, if we consider our country. So, because we have a lot of youth, and this is a question regarding governance that we have in our syllabus. Because I think one of the things that we need right now is one governance in our country, good governance, and then education that we can actually be proud of. And third, that self-confidence. That because most of the time, what happens with us is that we don't have confidence enough. We don't know how to reach our maximum potential, and that is something that I think if we can work on that, we can actually capitalize on the population of youth that we have in our country. And for that, I'll tell you one thing. I never thought of joining IAS as something from my childhood. I always wanted to go into politics because I thought that is the place where youth need to be to change the situation. But because even like if you talk about politics, if you talk about entering into politics, everyone discourages you. So usually what happens is even with our teachers, they discourages you. Don't go into politics. That makes you are you will be graduate from college. You deserve a place, so don't go into politics. That is what I used to go through here. But I thought I would share this with you. That I want to do is I want to go into politics. So I thought this profession IAS would be something that will give me holistic knowledge of what exactly how everything works. And because यहाँ पे Delhi में because like people think IAS have, so everyone, like if you go on YouTube only, everyone will give you some lecture over that UPSC. And one major thing that I found here is that they don't just how to think differently. They tell us that you will have to write this in your answer, then only you will get marks. But how do you get marks, or how do you develop our personalities? Who tell us that what we have to write in our answers? So we get confused as in how to you don't have any individuality here, because you will have to write in modern history also. They tell us that you should definitely read Gandhi. So there are so many other people that we want to read, but we want to quote. But they say that you should quote Gandhi because he is most undisputed person, and you cannot quote Bhagat Singh and And we are like, why we should be mindful? If we are not mindful when we are quoting Gandhi, why should we be mindful? Matlab, why are you telling us that how should we think? And that limits our perspective, that limits our freedom of thinking. And that is something that is very sad. And I mean, we're not able to think the way we want to think. They tell us that you have to think this, you have to read Gandhi, you have to read Bhagavad Gita. They tell us, and that is how we are supposed to read according to them.
See, there is a beautiful small video which forwarded today, or I don't know, Facebook, somewhere I have seen, within this 1 or 2 days only. Some social science teacher was teaching Mahatma Gandhi's Ahimsa. And then the student was not able to answer. So he took a stick and then started beating him to make him to repeat what is Ahimsa. Is there a better joke than this? So, why our education system is a big failure? The basic reason is we have more population. You started with the demography only. The problem is population. Everybody knows that if you want to go to higher education in the best colleges, you need to get good marks. Assume there are lot of seats and education institutions are open, anybody will get an admission. Do you think we will have more importance to marks? We will not have, because everybody has seat. Understood? Why are we conducting examination? Why are we conducting screening test? Why are we conducting a entrance examination? That is because we cannot take everybody into. And everybody is not, assume that I can make everybody to write exam, make many people to fail. Suppose there are a lot of public who are failing. What will happen to the society? There are a lot of failures. They are being abandoned by their parents. And no institution is giving them admission. You know, India will become the worst country with a lot of riots, pickpocketing, stealing, smuggling, everything will be there. So, education system is like engaging people until they get married, until they have got a family, so that they will not keep a lot of problems. Okay, now look at what is the academics purpose. When I am teaching a nursery, LKG, UKG, my requirement is I am giving some knowledge so that they will pass and become eligible to learn grade 1. 4th class when I am teaching, I am thinking that 5th class when they go to the next grade, they have sufficient knowledge to understand. Out of 100 children, today only 2 or 3 people understand. 20% will learn. There is a difference between learning and understanding. They learn and then get marks. They don't understand at all. But that is good enough to pass 10th class. That is good enough to get an admission in 11th and 12th. Some children realize that time, yeah, I must understand from now onwards, I must learn. What is the 11th and 12th class teacher's point of view? I must prepare them so that they can go for graduation. In today, 100 children join grade 1, only 50 children passes 10th class. Genuinely. Maybe after an alternate exam, subsidiary exam, many people don't even write exam. There are a lot of failures. All that is there. Average in the whole India, say 50%. So up to 10th class also, we are not able to give an inclusive education. From that, if you go to 12th class, it's only 20%. When it reaches college, it is only 8%. When it goes to PG, it is 2%. When it goes to PhD, it is 0.05%. So how do I know whether Adira is going to do PhD in commerce? As a commerce teacher, when I am teaching, Adira subject is what? Not commerce, no?
Philosophy.
Philosophy. When I am teaching philosophy to Adira, my expectation is Adira will do PhD in philosophy. That is why the doctorate people are teaching at graduate level, postgraduate level. That's what expected. But now in college education also what happened? We don't have sufficient PhD because 0.07. So whom do I appoint? I appoint somebody who doesn't have a PhD also. So how do I teach Adira? I will teach as if I was learning to get a master's degree. So my aim is Adira should get sufficient marks so that I get an admission for masters. So for which what I need? Whatever questions, the same way answers. So that my evaluation becomes easier. I remember when I was doing masters, for the question I don't write the answer as if given in the textbook. I will write my own style. And we had only 10 students and good teachers. Teachers were really good. So I remember my teacher used to call me and then make me to sit beside and then tell me, hey, please explain. I am not able to understand what you wrote. What you wrote is correct. My method of doing the proof for a mathematics theorem was perfect. Because I am able to conclude because of this, because of this, because of this, because of this, this. And perfect. I am not able to find any mistakes. So I have to give you 100 out of 100. But this is not in the textbook. It is not in anywhere I learned in my life. Tell me how did you do it? So I used to explain. He used to give me 100 out of 100. Which teacher will have this patience today? So you are not supposed to write something other than what is given to you. That is because our education system, teachers have diluted. Education system, we are not able to provide education to everybody. Everybody is preparing you to go for higher education. So there are two methods. Don't find fault with the system and teachers, which is not part of my job. As a student in BSc, as a student in MSc also, what I did was, I studied, I understood, but I also wrote the way which they wanted. When I understand a poetry, I know I understand this poetry. I can also make a drama out of it. Then while writing poem, I will have to write the same word what he wrote, right? I cannot change it. I need little bit of memory power to write, read the way they wanted. I also want the content to be understood. That's a good student. So such students, when they learn, they will become researchers tomorrow. They will become good teachers. They will understand the essence. They will ask questions. Otherwise, you will only read Jai Singh as history and then start telling Jai Singh did this. So concept also you must understand. So such students are brilliant. Now another question which you asked was getting into politics. Why people don't agree? Because it's a highly risky job. No guarantee that you will continue. Up to getting a job in government, you will have to write examination. But politics is every day you have examination. It is not that easy to survive as a politician. I can jump into politics today if I decide. I can be in one of the good leadership also. Aam Aadmi Party asked me to contest as a member of parliament. BJP asked me. Congress I can jump anytime. But why am I not doing? When you get into politics, your views cannot be told. You will always have to countersign somebody's views because you are part of the politics. Even if you are an MP or MLA, suppose Shashi Tharoor by mistake tells that Modi is a good person, finished. Tomorrow onwards he will be now banned, right? So even if somebody does good thing, because they belongs to opposition, we will have to oppose them. Why do you want to surrender your basic thinking ability? Instead of that, there are better way of doing social service. What are the ways of social service? I keep saying there are 5 ways of social service. One is politics. That is prime, but too unstable. Second one is administration. but you are always a servant only. You will have to, if you want to be stable with your family, you want to get a soft posting. You know the difference between soft posting and hard posting. Assume I want to be in Delhi. I don't want to go to Himachal Pradesh. I will have to serve my minister. If he writes that no, this fellow has to be sent to Uttaranchal, finished. Next day I am in Uttaranchal. If you are a IFS also, that can happen. I can be put into Fiji, finished. Understood? So it's not that simple. You will always have to please your boss in case if you are looking for soft posting. If you don't care wherever you go, then you can tell anything, but you keep on having troubles. You will get toughest job in which public also will start grabbing you. One day you will be in fisheries, next day you will be in space department, next day you will be in marine department. You don't know where you are. You will keep on traveling from one department to another department. That's also possible. And you can be put with one seat and one table and then sit in a corner. That's also possible. No job also can happen. Okay, including Sheshan. In the beginning, Sheshan was a very soft person. Later only, he became very tough when he became superpower. Okay. Even if you do very good things, you need not get the validation from public and the people. It will not happen. Most of the IAS, IFS, they had good quality, good ability. When they got into politics also, they did not success, were done doing good. We have great examples from Kerala itself. Alphonse Kannanthanam, if you listen to him, you think that this fellow is an IAS. Then I don't want to take up that profession, you will think. He is such a foolish talk he speaks. We had one Krishna Kumar who joined Congress. He was totally useless in Congress also. They are all highly meritorious. So getting administration merit is serving society. You cannot apply in politics. These are all two different games. That is because politics is a big trick game. Politricks only. Okay, it is false trick which is not that simple. Even inside that, politicians to politicians, if you don't know how to play, you will be out. One of the most successful congressmen is K.C. Venugopal. As a very junior fellow, he now became the second, third person in Congress. It's not that simple. I know him. Personally, I know him. Okay, we were together. 5 years we were together. Studying, staying. We jumped into politics together actually, to be starting. So it's not that easy. There will be more opposition than friends in politics, including your own party. So taking care of them is a big job. Third one is judiciary. Judiciary is a good profession wherein you can make justice happen, you can have great power to decide, but every day you have to learn. No rust at all. Each case by case is a big file which you will have to learn and then study perfectly well. Two different people putting forward their views so convincing, and you have to make your body, mind, everything, and then day and night you will have to think about it to decide. And such many cases will be there. And you will be enemies to the worst people in the country also sometime. Understood? And the fourth one, which is not part of the actual admissible way, is media. Media can be writing also. You are a good writer, novel, you can write poetry, you can be a good speaker. Media is public speaking, is also media. Understood? So one of the method which I am convincing people is, Adria is beside me because I was a powerful speaker. 100% sure. Not as a teacher alone. Knowledge is good enough in a classroom for teachers, but if I have to hold one public for 10 days camp which I have to do, I need to have that ability to hold them 10 days with attention. And that media ability you have, you can project, you can talk to people, you can get into somebody's mind, all that is possible. This is one option extra which we have, little freedom. Because you can jump from one place to another place. If you don't like, you can jump. You can change your views any day. Yamini, we are on something else. We will come back to you. I gave Yamini 4 o'clock. She is also a philosophy researcher from Delhi. So the fifth option is So politics,
Academicians.
academicians. Understood? How am I able to talk to Ujala and then Atira and then Yamini? Because I am able to give you some suggestions in some places, right? And this is the most enjoyable profession as far as I am concerned. Provided you are able to get some people to listen to you. So what do? You can write, you can read, you can invest your time, but politics can earn money, administration also can earn money, probably judiciary also can make good enough money. So you have to experience this and then probably come out and start media. Otherwise media is not well paid today, unless you own yourself. And then academia is the least paid. But I am 100% sure, if you are good with your students, you will have rich students in different field. So you will be able to convince them, you will be able to take them, you will be able to guide them. That's quite possible. So what option to be taken, you don't have to decide it now. You can try everything, nothing wrong. I tried politics during my college days. I was into administration. I was very close to judiciary. I also taught most of the judges in Kerala. I used to teach in bar council. I have great friends from judiciary. No, I know what do they do and how do they do. I was almost to register myself as an advocate, but then I thought not required. I don't have to be. Media and education, I think that's what I opted. Everybody can opt whatever they want, because you can jump into politics any point of time. There is no, and serving people, you need not to be part of a party. It is not like Mahatma Gandhi's time when I can take my decisions and then stay in the party and then convince all the people around me. That is not that possible today, because it's all politics. Even Mahatma Gandhi could not do that. He was a big failure. Mahatma Gandhi's, I don't know how many of you read the book, The Law of Health. There is a beautiful book. Mahatma Gandhi's doctor wrote that book. In that there is a small page in which one picture Mahatma Gandhi's quotation. It says at the age of 7, just before the 19, when did he die?
1948.
So which was the last birthday?
1947's birthday.
1947 October 2nd, he was asked after independence, August, September, October, now October, 3 months after that, somebody asked a question, how do you feel on this birthday? He said, I have no more hope to live in this world. I'm really fed up. You can imagine Mahatma Gandhi telling like that, right? So this happened. Yeah, Yamini. You are all, Ujala is from Delhi, Lady Sri Ram College. Adira, hope you know, right? She was part of our...
Yes, I remember.
Yamini is doing PhD in philosophy.
I haven't started yet. I'm giving exams.
Yeah,
Exams
that's-
are going on. Which
that's
didn't
enough.
happen in last year.
Yeah. PhD has got permanent head damage, perspiration, humiliation, degradation, pass with high difficulty. Yeah.
As whatever you say, I agree on that politics is not easy. But if like I say this as a young woman of this country, there is stubbornness in heart that you have to do that, because I feel even if you become an academician or even if you become a student, then at the end of the day everything comes narrow down to the politics.
100%. 100%.
If I give you example of my college, we have a lot of restrictions and there is a lot of riot happening. And we have no control. Even police has no control. There is thing that politics decides. And I think because usually there is a huge generation gap between our parents and us, and there is a huge mindset of mindset difference as well. The perspective that we have, and I think, for example, like you said, politics is a very politics and politics and all that. But there is because I and the kind of friends that I have and the kind of discussion that we usually have, we feel that we really because there's a lot of difference in perspective. Like you said, the politics, the entertainment is not easy, but because this you said that we should focus on whatever we have right now, and but that doesn't motivate us to study, because if like if we are studying for UPSC, we will study with a future perspective. Okay, future may this is what we have to do. So this is the step that we should take. Because for us youth, they for like our career, as that we will have around 20, that is not something that we look for. We look for something that is in future 2050. India 2050, and we want to work for that. So we want, because we know what we want to do, but we don't have any clarification as in how to go about it.
No, that is why I keep saying I only gave examples where there were failures from administration. If you have now options, you say, assume that judiciary you left because that was not your path. Now you have to whether to go to administration or politics. Now once you enter in politics, you can never come to administration. But you can come to administration, you can always quit that and then come to politics. So what you should do is you should opt for what you will not get in future. Jump into that now. Any point of time you can jump. See, I could become a teacher today, but if I would have been a teacher, I will never become a scientist. I would have taken that job. I always feel why I should have become a teacher in the beginning. And I always think that if I would have become a teacher like all my brothers are teachers, I would have never become a scientist. I will never see the world around, you know. So you choose that path which once you miss, you don't get it. That is what you should catch first. So be an administrator, learn everything around and then quit. I am 100% your value will be much higher. I only gave 2 bad examples. I remember when I used to go to Arunachal Pradesh, there was one VKVN, Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalaya student, who became a secretary in government there, Arunachal Pradesh. So he is not a good speaker. So it was my workshop, 3 days workshop. Then somebody said, let him come as a guest, but I can ask few questions to motivate the young children to become IAS. So I asked him few questions. You know, his answer was, no, IAS is not at all a good option. I did my BTech in IIT. All my colleagues who are in abroad, they are all earning 1 crore per month, and I am getting only this much. He started telling all the problems around it. So it also depends on what you want. What is that you are looking for? How much powerful you are, whether you are able to do it. See, for example, Northeast and all, there are a lot of problems. Politicians are more powerful than secretaries. Some places, secretaries are more powerful than politicians. I don't know whether you have seen the other day, a few days back, Kiran Bedi left Pondicherry and then went. You must see that small, the last end of her governor's period, what happened. It's all politics. Most of the time it's politics. So you have to get into, you can always get into politics, like Kiran Bedi got into politics now. But after an administrative cadre. And that status, that I'm sure Shashi Tharoor got into politics after a big administrative power. So a normal person could never catch those people. That much knowledge, that much ability will not be there. And best of the best, what training you get in Missouri, you cannot get in this whole world with as much money as you pay also, you will not get it. Not the richest person in this world can afford such trainings. Because that only you will get. And that is one of the toughest exams. You prove yourself, I am not qualified for that thing, is a great ability which you have to show. So don't miss the chance of getting into civil service if this part is your. The other one is academics and media, and then becoming good at that. Even in academics, in most of the places, there could be a lot of problems. Don't think that vice chancellor is higher qualified and that professor is less qualified. Such positions are also given through politics only. So probably clean politicians can change world, but that's a very, very rare hope sometimes. But still we have a role to play. We can do many things because legislation is what is ruling the country. Even administrator is only supposed to do what the legislation says, right? The legislator's job is only to look at what is written in the rule and then implement it. So it's always in the parliament and the assembly who makes the rules. So I'm sure there is a great role to play and we need good politicians, 100% sure.
Sir, one last one.
Yeah.
Like I said, you have to answer.
Breaking.
One second. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
So our professors always tell us that you have to read something in this particular way. You have to write some answers in this particular way. And like they say, teachers who will be checking your papers at UPSC, they will be very good. So they don't know how, if you write something very contemporary, so you should follow that traditional way only. You should write such things in such a manner. You should quote these persons only. You cannot quote anyone and everyone. But what if for example, I remember once my professor told me that if you want to quote someone, for example, a very young author that you like, if you want to quote him, you cannot do that. You should quote someone who is very traditional, who is very common. And I think that restricts our thinking process. I mean, I am very confused if I should write what I want, what I think about that particular thing, or if I should write what my professors have told me to write in the examination.
Now that is why I said for an examination you write what is accepted by evaluators. You can always write as a media person, as a book writer, you can write what you want. So because most of the teachers, especially philosophy teachers and all, today morning I had a great talk. Yamini also would have attended some of the philosophy discussions. When the India's greatest philosophy professor, who was ICPR chairman, when he speaks today morning, the requirement given to me, sir, please get some 50 students, or maybe 10 people can you get for listening to him. I said, I am also so bored listening to him. Whatever topic you give, the word what he speaks is the same. See, you ask him to talk about any topic, 90% is common. So why should I disturb somebody else? And why should I pull somebody else to ask him to listen to you when it is boring? The Ujala's picture is very good now, no? When I am talking about the great philosophy process, she is showing a beautiful face. Adira, Ujala is also in your class, philosophy only? Yeah.
Yes, sir, we are together.
Is it not true? Yamini also had similar.
Yes, sir, I think so. I mostly skip those parts whenever I attend some conference.
That is what happens. Yeah. So I was telling, see, they don't even get their own students. They are all professors of 80. I'm sure their students would have been professors in different universities. Ask those professors to get some 10 students, why are not doing it? They themselves know this professor is, why are they listening to him? Because tomorrow if I want to become a vice chancellor, if I have to become another professor in some college, he will be in the subject expert panel. So if I don't tell him that, sir, your lecture was wonderful, very good, I keep asking them, why are you telling it is very good? We don't know. No, he is the person who has to sign you for a approval for getting some funding, to getting a posting. All that their blessings are required. Why do you worry? Why do you become a servant like that? That is essential. Even in academics, like politics also, there are a lot of submissions possible.
I think it is.
Ujala, your face was really good when I was talking about the old philosophy professor. You did like this, and that was staying for longer time. So it's quite possible. So what happens is, most of the elderly professors who are evaluating, they must have had that answer sheet and book sheet what is given by somebody else. They know only that, nothing else. They don't even read, they don't even update. That's quite possible. Got it? So writing examination, my brother is an Indian Forest Service. So he keeps telling, if whoever comes for some no suggestion from him will say, do you know how to buy heart things? Yeah, then you can become a civil service. That's what he says. One question, one answer, that's it. And I asked him, how did you write it? See, he even in elocution competition, when he was a small student in schools also, somebody used to write and then give it to him. He will by heart it and he will get always first prize. Got it? Because the way the senior teachers write, the other senior teachers understand, yeah, it's very good. Because they all are coming from same factory. Understood? Probably we are all coming from different factories. Therefore, we accept differences. But they cannot accept difference. They will always think this is how it is to be. It needs little courage. But what I am saying is, don't miss a chance in life. So that is why what do people do? Civil service preparation and academics, they go together. Because anyway academics is what is being tested. So what do? They go, after graduation you can write, but still they will register for masters and stay in Delhi, and they will get all the old question papers and then all the old, don't attend the classes, it's actually waste of time, I feel. What you should do is get old question papers, old patterns, some material, and start writing, preparing yourself, and listen to probably some of the lectures which are available. Online there are many available. Consult somebody. But best thing is to have a group of people together so that you can discuss each other and then learn, okay, this is the way I have to do it.
Sir, I've taken I've taken online courses.
Yeah, it's good enough. It's good enough. But I'm sure some of the subjects, I used to have students who used to learn geography from me because they don't understand what the geography is being taught. Geography and all is little tough subjects. So some of them which I discussed, probably I have also posted on my UPSC, some small clippings could be there. In some topics it could be there. Okay. We could also discuss, you can take a small topics and then ask me, I can do that for you, no problem. Anytime we can do that. Yeah, Yamini, tell me. Yamini and me used to have a lot of dialogue on different topics earlier. Now, quite recently, Yamini has become too busy. I thought her PhD started.
No, actually my health was not good.
Okay. Then,
I had some bad migraine problem.
that is the time you should discuss with me. I'll treat migraine.
You treat migraine? I had no idea.
See, when I say LIFE, it includes everything. Right?
Okay, so actually it was quite stressful. I didn't know what to do. I am taking medicine, some
No,
medicines.
stop all the medicines. Is it migranil? Is it veganil? Migranil? These are all the English medicines they give, or some variations of these names.
Okay, this Divas D something. Okay.
You just look at it, there will be some common name, or look at the content in the tablet which I am saying, the content of this will be almost the same.
They're
Two
quite
things.
heavy also.
Migraine is one which is not related to head.
Okay.
It is a stomach problem.
No, but I got it because of stress only.
That is what I am saying. The stomach is one where the stress comes from.
Okay.
When you get stressed, definitely your tummy will start burning, right? Yes or no? Your eating pattern will change. Your food pattern will change. Your sleep patterns will change. When your sleep pattern changes, food pattern also changes. When you hear more sound, you get irritated. No sound also can irritate you.
Too much light also.
Yeah, everything. Okay, so early morning, drink a lot of water. Simple solution. Drink buttermilk as many times as you can.
Buttermilk.
Buttermilk, light buttermilk, not very sour. Because you are not, I am not treating for head. Don't, then what happens most of the time, the medicines are given for the head, that will upset your tummy again. And you cannot get out of this. Then it will end up in ulcer.
Okay.
Then you will start acidity, burning sensation. That will make you more headache. Okay. When you touch here, you can feel the vibrations of your nerves.
Yes.
When your headache comes, this will be the place where you are getting maximum vibration. It will start pulse like this. Here.
Mine was above eyes.
Yeah, but this is all because of this. You just touch here, you will know. There are more breathing exercises which you can do. One of the advantage of migraine is you know that it is going to come after some time. It comes with a signal.
But it happened to me first time. I experienced it first time.
Yeah, but don't go out in the sun. Don't expose your ear for temperature. The ear is what controls our body temperature. This is like antenna for your body. So close it. You will feel comfortable. Have you seen all the, I also keep, Atira knows, most of the time I will tie like this and then sit. That is because traditionally all the farmers are like this. Either in cold season or summer season, they will have to close their ears. That is to take care of any temperature variations outside. This will give you lot of peace of mind.
Okay, so my migration is related to anxiety disorder.
See, I am telling everything is related to beta.
Yeah, exactly. That is what I'm saying. That I have been getting it treated for some time now, but now it got converted into migraine.
That's
So
what
I
I'm
also-
saying. So all that is because of the disorders in different pattern. The migraine will go, something else will come. We call it as undefined diseases. You know my MS is in psychotherapy, right? Psychology. Yeah.
Okay, so I tie my neck, my ears like that.
Tie it, drink water in the morning, have a punctuality in life, assume that you have the habit of taking tea, don't skip it. If you don't have, don't start it. Whatever system which you have, don't change it all on a sudden. Okay. Be yourself, feel that now I am smart, and then start becoming that. Your body will forget your diseases. There are two ways, the body and manas. How to prepare body is simple for us. How to prepare manas is not in our hand. So once you prepare body, the manas will become automatically. Have you seen the military people will tie a big belt and then shoes and the uniform. The body is fit, then the mind will be ready for anything. So it's also essential to be yourself and prepare yourself every day morning. Whether you have office, whether you have class, whether you have to go somewhere else, morning itself get ready as if there is something happening. If you think that that day I have nothing else to do, everything is delayed, no, slow, that day will be slow. No, should not do that. Either you have exam or not, doesn't matter. Whether you don't have full free also, no problem. Have a schedule in life. That schedule will make you fit. Don't run, don't jump. Even jumping will make you vibrations here. It will start, when jumping you will know that the whole head is vibrating. That feeling will come. Yeah.
Sir, because it's happened or it are. Sir, am I audible to you?
It is cutting in between. So Yamini, maybe out of 100 people, 70 people have this migraine. It's a very common disease.
Okay.
Okay, but it comes in different forms. The reasons could be different. Everything can be different. So buttermilk, water, sufficient food. Eat. Don't make your tummy to feel hungry. Keep eating in between something. Okay. Don't delay food. Rule number 1. Never feel hungry. Before hungry, eat. You'll be alright.
So if I stop the medicine suddenly, there won't be any effect.
See, you can stop it, but you should have confidence either in medicine or me. You ask medicine and you ask me also. You decide whom to whom to listen.
Now I'm going to do all this. I've started to.
That's it.
do.
Okay. Don't take too much of tension. Lease it out. Give to somebody else. Give me. Don't worry.
Okay.
What? So don't. World is like this. It will keep changing. Things will keep fluctuating. Everybody is not same every time. There will be lot of. There is another diagonal to you. There is one Adira. For her also same. It keeps happening. If you want to discuss with you about some other topics like current happenings and philosophy or optional subject to develop perspective, would you? Yeah, sure, always. Always you can ask, Ujala. No issue at all.
Thanks.
Okay. So Yamini's exam is over or not?
My exams are going on in the university, different universities, and the NET is also coming up in May. My Surya Mahadasha is also coming.
Hmm?
You told me about Mahadasha, na? My Surya Mahadasha is also coming
Yeah.
in March only.
Okay.
Yes. We were talking about it earlier, so I remembered.
But then that time also I told you.
You told that some change will come.
Yeah.
Till then, it's going to be a little difficult.
Change, no problem. Otherwise, you would have continued that time also, asked me a lot of questions, and then you will not suffer, no?
Sometimes it's very overwhelming. So it's difficult to contact people. It has been difficult for me to contact people or anybody.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to see you, so I asked you.
Okay, so I'll talk
Keep
to
in,
you again.
keep in touch. Talk to me anytime.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Ujala, anything else?
No, sir, nothing. Well,
Sir, I would like to know about one more thing.
Yeah.
How to overcome phobias?
See, it all depends on what phobia you have. It all depends on what caused you that. Ujala, you are there? You are also there, Ujala, or left? Yeah. See, I have water phobia. I cannot swim. I cannot learn swimming.
Okay.
That is because I had a great accident in which I lost my sister and father in same accident.
Yes, sir.
Understood. So even after my MSc I started learning, but I couldn't.
Okay.
Assume I am a crazy driver. Assume one day I have some fatal accident. Finished. I will have that phobia. So it is not a general prescription which can be given. It all depends on to understand what made, why, where, all that has to be understood.
Yes, sir.
And any of these problems, any psychological problem, the first thing is what we should know is nothing is permanent in this world. Neither sukham or dukham. No illness, no happiness. No disease, no ease. Everything keeps on changing. Ultimately, we have to live. So, do we have to live in trouble and then thinking about the trouble, or do we want to enjoy every moment as much as we can? There can be problems. Do we want to solve it? Okay, I am worried about the traffic jam. Should I think about the traffic jam and get worried, or should I take a different route?
Different rules, sir.
So that's what I'm supposed to do. That's it. Understood. So that's why I say the worry, danger is opposite to the risk, or maybe the courage or adventure which you can do. Every adventurous activity has got a risk involved in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should have the courage to decide whether I wanted to do it or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
So think that nothing is going to happen for long. See, that is what when I feel that I don't have courage to do something. I don't have courage to swim. But if I have Pappatan beside me, I will have courage, right? Because he is a great swimmer. I don't know driving, or I forgot to take my license. But I have got somebody else who is a policeman, who is of the traffic police chief in the city. I will have courage to drive, right?
Yeah.
So similarly, you should have somebody beside you who says, don't worry, I am there. If you don't have physically some people, that is where bhakti supports sometimes. So most of the people have bhakti. That's what. Why? Because whenever they have problem, immediately they'll go, oh Bhagavan, Rachikanaye. Got it? So that's a firm bhakti you should have. That is one method. Either you should have people beside you, or you should have God beside you. You should have full faith. Yeah, I surrender. But then you should not worry. Having bhakti and having worry is two things should not be together. Then that's a false bhakti. You have trust in me, then you should not have bhayam at all. If you have trust and then say still I am worried, then what? Assume that you and your person with full confidence for you who says that don't worry, I am there with you, but still you have worry inside. Then what? You don't have faith in him. That's all what it shows. Understood? You are traveling in a boat. I am a boatman. I am driving you there. Then still you are worried when there is a problem in the sea. That means you don't have faith in my ability. That's it, right? So that's why sometimes blind faith. That's why it is called blind faith. Blind doesn't mean you are blind. My faith is totally surrender. I don't have questions. I don't doubt it at all. That is essential so that you will become courageous. Why my Adira should worry? You must enjoy.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Also, sir, ഒന്ന് രണ്ട് പ്രാവശ്യം കൂടി LSRൽ വരുമോ?
എപ്പോൾ വേണമെങ്കിലും വരുമല്ലോ. വൈ ഒന്ന് രണ്ട് പ്രാവശ്യം. ഇപ്പോഴും വന്നില്ലേ? ആതിരയും ഉജാലയും തിരിച്ചു വന്നു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ തന്നെ that itself is there, right?
Okay.
Correct or not?
Okay.
സിമിലർലി ഞാൻ പണ്ട് നോർത്ത് ഈസ്റ്റിൽ പഠിപ്പിച്ച ഭാവനയാണ് ഇവിടെ ഇപ്പം ലിയോവലി പ്രൊഫഷണൽ യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി LPU 27th ക്ലാസ് അവിടെ. So it's all whom I met earlier, who heard me, who listened to me. She also had maybe 1 or 2 days of workshop in Northeast. അവള് 9th ക്ലാസ്സിലോ 10th ക്ലാസ്സിലോ പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ I am always there.
Thank you.
Good. Take care.
Thank you, sir. I'm seeing you.
Okay. Bye.